Hi everybody, welcome back to the Tetrix RoboBench video series. This is Tim and Tammy, and we are working our way through the programming activity guides for Pulse, and we are all the way up to activity number 13. So what's 13 going to, what are we going to do?
All right, with this one, we're going to use the ultrasonic sensor, and it's going to drive forward to a wall and stop. Now, Tim, how does that ultrasonic sensor work?
Well, an ultrasonic is going to use sound, and we know that we know what the speed of sound is, right? So the ultrasonic sensor is going to send out a sound wave, and then it's going to measure how long it takes for it to get an echo back. So we're actually going to use that to determine distance.
Okay, so we've got our CodeBot and our computer and the cord. So let's go ahead and open up that example program.
Okay, we're going to go to examples. We want 13. Okay, so this is, let me expand my screen here so we can see everything. And tell me a little bit what's going on in this, because this looks a little bit like the program that we did earlier with the line finder sensor. What's different about this one?
All right, so on this one we have the ultrasonic sensor block, and then this sensor is actually reading a value of in centimeters. So like Tim said, it's looking at that distance. So what it's going to do is the motors will drive forward as long as it's not within a distance of 25 centimeters of a wall. So then if it does get less than 25 centimeters from the wall, then the motors will stop. So we're seeing actually greater than and less than values. So as long as that distance is greater than 25 centimeters, the robot will continue to drive forward.
So we're kind of creating a default condition and then a condition that's going to happen if a test condition is met, right? So if it's less than, the default is going to be that it's going to stop,
right, if it's less than 25. And we see with this new loop here saying if it is greater than 25, then the action it will do is the motors will drive forward. And then if else it is under 25 centimeters that the sensor detects, then the motors will brake. And within the software, if you click on that little gear icon on that block, then you can adjust those different values within that loop.
Awesome. So the other thing I was going to ask, Tammy, we can actually change this from centimeters to inches, couldn't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and you can adjust the values of that distance. And for this one, we're going to use the value of 25.
Awesome. So we ready to plug him in and try this?
Yes, let's try it.
Okay. You want to plug me in and power me on? Oh, there's my data lights. And we should be good to go.
All right.
Let's take it down and try it, all right?
Okay, let's go try.
So, we're back. And did the robot behave like we wanted it to?
Yeah, we got to see it drive to the wall and stop. And for your extension activity, what you could do is instead of just stopping, maybe have that robot reverse. It could drive forward again and have it drive and continue to avoid the wall or avoid obstacles. Now,
Awesome.
One thing you want to make sure that you do with the ultrasonic sensor is if you do have it try to avoid different obstacles, make sure they're not too low because then the sensor may not sense it. So you've got to have bigger objects for that ultrasonic sensor to be able to
So we've got a field
avoid.
of view, right? The sound is going to go out in kind of a cone because of the nature of that. And so there's a limited area where it's going to actually be able to detect.
Right.
Awesome. How about the surfaces? Because it should actually be different if it's like fabric versus a hard surface that it's going to bounce at different speeds, right?
Right, and even if your surface is more of a cube shape or if it's round, so that will also cause different variations. So you could test that out in your extension.
Awesome. So how about what's the real world connection for this?
Well, do you have one of those little robotic vacuums at home?
Oh, the Roomba thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No, so
I want one.
those little vacuums that are programmed to drive around on your floor, well, you want to make sure, because they're kind of expensive, that vacuum doesn't fall downstairs. So they've got to make sure it has sensors to detect when there is no longer an object there. So, or if it does hit the wall, it knows to go back and turn around and go around, or make sure it doesn't fall downstairs.
Again, we're continuing to create intelligent behavior with these sensors, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So that's number 13. So come on back and we'll be ready for 14.